joining us right now from Fox News Channel. Bret Baier, there are no snow days at Fox News Channel, are there, Bret?
No, but actually, I'm out of town. I left to give a speech in Ohio midweek, and I can't get back.
Oh,
and
no.
That's why I haven't been on the air.
Oh, man, stuck in Ohio. Listen, I'm from Michigan, so I will forego the obvious smart aleck remarks I can make, but my heart goes out to you being stuck in Ohio. I'll leave it at that.
I went to Dallas. I went the other way. So
You're now in Dallas, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, that's not so bad. Listen, let's talk about what's going on at Capitol Hill, though. Even though you're in Dallas, I'm sure you're paying attention to things. And this debt ceiling vote ended up getting pretty ugly in the Senate. And where, boy, you know, it seems like for the entire last 14 months, we've been talking about the infighting between the so-called establishment Republicans, leadership, I guess is a better word for them, Mitch McConnell, John Boehner, and the Tea Party insurgents, sort of led by Ted Cruz and Mike Lee. And it's not getting any better. In fact, the rift is growing wider.
Yeah, it seems like it. I do think that there is a sense, though, Larry, that more conservatives are saying, listen, maybe we should hold our powder dry a little bit, in that they feel collectively like they have a winning hand with Obamacare heading into the midterms. So I think some Republicans, not all, but some, were stung by the government shutdown and didn't really want to even come up against that and fight that battle again. And I think that's what happened. That the Boehners and the McConnells prevailed on that. But you're right, the rift is still very much present.
Well, you know, we have this conversation a lot on this program, and I am always surprised by the vehemence that the other side feels about, that the Tea Party people feel about this. And I respect their position. I understand why they feel that way. And we all feel that way. I mean, a lot of people want to see, you know, a smaller government that doesn't spend as much. But it seems as if there's an inability of one side to see the long game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are more and more efforts to reach out, I think, in Republican circles to say, first you have to get the W's on the board, and then you can deal with the policy and make the changes that a lot of conservatives would like to see being made. But first you have to win. And I think that that's starting to percolate in the party, and that's one of the reasons you haven't seen as much pushback as maybe you did last time.
Hey, Bret, some more Obamacare numbers are rolling in, and the administration is now saying 9 million total, but that includes, of course, 6 million who have enlisted through Medicaid, which you know they would have otherwise. Medicaid was there before and and after Obamacare. So it really is 3 million that have signed up for Obamacare since the signups began October 1st, but only 1/5 of the new enrollees have actually paid their first premium, according to the New York Times. Is this a bit of a ticking time bomb here?
It is. And the fact that the administration says that they don't have that number is really kind of astonishing. That they, for all the transparency that they have talked about, they don't have that number, in the presentation, like how many have paid. They also don't have really the breakdown on the demographics specifically, but the young people have not, it's not overwhelming. They're not hitting their marks. Now, on the upside, overall the numbers seem to be, much, much better than anybody thought they would be after that horrible rollout in October. But they have a long way to go to even get to 6 million, let alone to get the demographic breakdown that they'll need.
Well, it is interesting. They won't even begin to give you any characterization of payment, and it's they're trying to hide that information from us.
I think that
are they just? Is it so chaotic that they can't give us the number?
Well, maybe it's a combination of them. I don't know, but all I know is that when you talk to people in the insurance world, they are not encouraged, and it's not like they see something that is great with these numbers. They see a lot of potential problems. And then you add to that the pushback and the delay on the employer side. You have a lot of people that eventually will feel it, but don't feel it right now.
I know we haven't had the pleasure of talking to you since you got to go out and play Pebble in the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Fantastic, Brian. I mean, it really was. It was. This year was really a tough weather year. It was about a 3-club wind. Just to give you an example, on Pebble Beach number 7, the short par 3, it's about 100 yards downhill. It would usually be a little sand wedge. I had a knockdown 7-iron.
Wow.
So it's like it was just blowing and rainy. So I didn't play that well. We didn't make the cut this year, but it's a real privilege to be out there. I also was a group ahead of Governor Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
So every time we got stopped up, I tried to get some intel, whether he's running or not, or what's going on.
What's your sense about that? Because a lot of people are interested.
They were out there. A lot of CEOs were putting the heat on him to run, and I know he hasn't ruled it out.
Interesting. All right, Bret Baier, it's so funny. You hear your voice just brighten up when you start talking about golf. I know you love your job, and you do such a great job of it hosting Special Report on Fox News. But I got to ask you, if you were given the opportunity, would you trade places with Jim Nantz?
Oh yeah, at least for a bit, like especially around April.
You want to do the Masters, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Hey, listen, always great to hear from you, Bret Baier, and travel safely. I'm sorry that you're stuck right now.
All right,
but
that's right.
but he's in God's country. At least if you're stuck, you're in God's country.
He's in Texas.
Yes, he's in Texas. That's right, God's country.
Oh, I see. Thanks, Bret. Have a good
All right.
weekend.
See you later.